Hello, everyone. Welcome to your weekly tech update, the show that explores the newest, coolest, and sometimes crazy side of tech available on the interwebs. I am your video game geek, Ray McNeil. Coming up on the program today, late night shows shut down immediately after the Writers Guild goes on strike. See Star Trek's Enterprise D saucer being recovered after crashing in the Generations movie in a new fan-created scene that I am a fan of. Happening in this week's What The, an elementary school principal was making the rounds when he encountered an unexpected campus visitor. And we'll wrap up the program with this week's Moment of Joy. All that and a whole lot more coming up on today's edition of your weekly tech update next. Nightly talk shows, including The Late Show with Stephen Colbert, Jimmy Kimmel Live, and The Tonight Show with Jimmy Fallon, are all dark. Late Night with Seth Meyers and The Daily Show also going into reruns, as well as Saturday Night Live. They just put out their decision recently. Colbert was set to have quite a few people on this week, including Michael J. Fox. Fallon was set to have Emma Chamberlain, Jennifer Lopez. Who else was coming in this week? Dr. Phil was going to be on Jimmy Kimmel, as well as the Pixies and Melissa McCarthy. With this notice, many guests, including Melissa McCarthy, Dr. Phil, Michael J. Fox, are being put on the back burner for their appearance on one of these late night talk shows. Seth Meyers, speaking on Late Night, said, I love writing for TV. I love writing for the show. I love that we get to come in with an idea for what we want to do every day, and we get to work on it all afternoon, and then I have the pleasure of coming out here. No one is entitled to a job in show business, but for those people who have a job, they are entitled to fair compensation. They are entitled to make a living. I think it's a very reasonable demand that's being set out by the Guild, and I support those demands. Pete Davidson, whose Peacock comedy series Bupkis starts last week, was set for his SNL return. Well, that didn't happen either. Speaking on The Tonight Show, Davidson joked that he was taking it personally. He said, it just feeds the weird story I have in my head. Like, of course that would happen to me. Two of the nightly hosts, Kimmel and Colbert, went through this situation back in 2007 and 2008. Meyers was at Saturday Night Live during the last strike, and Oliver was on The Daily Show. Bill Maher's Real Time was also hit with its season finale replaced by a rerun. One of the issues in this year's negotiation between the Writers Guild and the studios is in fact surrounding late night shows on streaming. As it stands, writers who work on comedy variety programs made for new media, such as Peacock's The Amber Ruffin Show, do not qualify for MBA minimums, something the WGA has been fighting for. Late-night showrunners have told Deadline that they will stay in touch with each other as the strike progresses to give a unified approach to the situation, something that didn't happen back in the late 2000s. I've been and will continue to talk to other shows to see what they're up to, one showrunner said. We've got to support the writers. Our writers are amazing. That said, the rest of the staff is amazing too, and I don't want to see anyone lose their jobs or lose a paycheck. What's the happy medium there? Figuring that out, it's not been easy. One SNL star told Deadline, we have to think about our crew too. I absolutely support the writers and I want the writers to get what they deserve and need, but I don't want our crew to be out of work. We can't make this art without each other. Here's hoping that they will come to a mutual understanding very soon and get all of our favorite programs back on the air. The first feature-length narrative movie to have scenes shot in space by a professional filmmaker rocketed to the top of Russian's box office over the weekend. Nearly 6 months after, the director and lead actress launched on a 12-day visit to the International Space Station. The Challenge brought in $5.5 million from 1.4 million viewers since opening in Russia and the post-Soviet states. Russian actress Yulia Peresild, who in the film plays a surgeon who is launched on an emergency mission to save the life of an ailing cosmonaut, and director Klim Shipenko, who wrote the screenplay and also helped film In Orbit, joined other members of the cast and crew for a special screening of The Challenge at the State Kremlin Palace in Moscow on Cosmonautics Day. That was April 12th, the 62nd anniversary of Soviet cosmonaut Yuri Gagarin, who became the first human to fly in space. Also in attendance were other professional cosmonauts who also had parts in the challenge, with one of them playing the fictional cosmonaut in need of medical attention.
How are we doing, guys?
Working on it.
Can you hear me?
What is the probability of the astronaut dying during descent?
Without surgery, 100%.
There must have been some serious medical procedures done in zero-G before.
Cut a rat's tail off.
Successfully? How soon will you be able to provide people ready to operate in space? I have 7 surgeons next to me who volunteered to go to the space station.
We can't send a whole surgical team up there.
One of you is going to the ISS.
What's the girl here for?
She's just assisting.
I prefer it that way.
You haven't been confirmed.
I will be.
Have you written a Nobel Prize speech too?
I have.
You should take a closer look at her.
Are you prepared to go to space?
Hello, Jane? Are you on your way back?
Not yet, Mom. Another work trip has just crept up on me.
Where?
Irkutsk.
Those astronauts again?
No, it's with divers. I'm in the plane already, about to take off.
Korolev was right. Space is not for women.
Let's go!
Tell me, why do people want to go to space so badly?
Because it exists. I'm scared.
You can do it. You're a fantastic surgeon. If I were him, I would have picked you too.
The time is 3:43. Commencing the surgery.